Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I am your host, Asos Kilimos. Happy to be joining you guys for another edition of NBA Player Prop Parlay here on the Guy Boston Sports YouTube channel. Happy Tuesday. I hope you guys, your week is off to a solid start. We have a new day, which means a new NBA Player Prop Parlay. So let's not waste any time, guys. Let's dive right in. And for the first leg of our parlays, guys, we are going to Magic Nets. We're going Nicholas Claxton under 2.5 assists. Now, as I always do, primarily use DraftKings as my sportsbook of choice. And with DraftKings, we're getting at this leg at minus 180 odds. Now, look, it's a little tricky getting data on Nick Claxton because he's only appeared in 2 games this season. Now, if you watch my videos, you know that I like to use analytics. I like to use trends and patterns and all these numbers and stuff when it comes to my player props. Unfortunately for Nick Claxton, there's not a lot there. Claxton's only played 2 games this season for the Nets because of injury, so there's not a big sample size there for what he does when it comes to his assist numbers. In the 2 games he's played, he went over on this 2.5 assist mark once, and he went under on this 2.5 assist mark the other time. So he's 50% hit rate on this under so far this year. Again, it's only 2 games, so the sample size a little small. But if you throw it back to last season, he's hitting this number at a 71% rate last year, this under 2.5 assist mark. So this is a number that he typically hit, and in his 8 of his last 10 games dating back to last season, he has hit this under 2.5 assist mark. And when you dive in a little deeper, you're going to see in the last 3 times they played the Magic, all 3 meetings last season, this under 2.5 assist mark hit. So this is a number that he consistently hit in general last season. It's also a number that he consistently hit against the Orlando Magic last season. And Orlando's a little bit of a middle-of-the-road team when it comes to assists allowed versus centers. They average about 3.92 assists per game against starting centers. So it's a spot that, they're not a great defensive team against assists. They're also not a bad defensive team against assists. So it's kind of hard to get a read in that angle. I'm simply going with the fact that he hits this number consistently. And, Nick Claxton, he's not really known as an offensive player. He's a good rebounder. He's a great defender. I like the spot here for him to go under in assists. I just don't think that he is a type of guy who's going to be looked at as a facilitator, a guy to move the ball around and set things up. He's, maybe he grabs an assist or 2 here and there, but to get over that mark, I just don't see it. And this Magic team, again, they're not great defending against assists. They also aren't bad at it. So I don't know. It's a little bit of a weird spot when you look at that side of things. But this is a number that he had consistently hit last year and in his career, and especially against the Orlando Magic. So I like the spot here, under 2.5 assists, and at minus 180 odds, you can't really beat it. And guys, real quick, before I jump into the rest of the parlay, I want to talk to you guys real quick about the show's sponsor, Outlier. Yes, Outlier. If you've watched my videos, if you watched Ev's videos, you'll heard us talk about Outlier quite a bit. They are, in my opinion, the best sports betting tool on the market. They gave you all the data, analytics, trends, patterns, everything you need to efficiently and properly place your player prop bets. Guys, I know if you watch my videos, my parlays have not hit at the greatest of rates this year. My player props have. I think I'm at like a 77% hit rate on my player props this season. I've been doing fantastic, and then a lot of that is thanks to Outlier. And when you use the link in my description below, you get a 7-day free trial to try it out for yourself. I promise you guys, you will not be disappointed with Outlier. It has all the analytics, all the trends, all the data, all the odds, everything you can ask for, and it's integrated with your sportsbook. So you don't have to go back and forth and go take the picks in Outlier or go look at the stuff in Outlier and then go move over to DraftKings or FanDuel or MGM and put your bets. You can place the bets in Outlier. It'll transfer over to your sportsbooks, and you can just go ahead, put whatever you're going to put down, however many units, and you're good to go. Guys, I cannot recommend Outlier enough. And again, if you use the link in the description below, you get a 7-day free trial to try it out for yourself to see if you like it. I promise you guys, you will not regret it. It is a smart investment and a smart decision if you're going to be putting player props all year round and betting on basketball. So thanks to Outlier for sponsoring the show. Again, link in the description below for a 7-day free trial. Let's get on with the parlay. And for the second leg of our parlay, guys, we're going over to Thunder Spurs. Give me Chet Holmgren over half a steal. You can get that at minus 185 odds on DraftKings. And look, guys, Chet Holmgren is one of the most exciting young players in the NBA today. He has been balling out of late for the Thunder. And as it pertains to this particular stat, he is hitting it at an alarmingly high rate. In 8 of his 10 games this season, he has recorded a steal. Only twice this season has Chet Holmgren not recorded a steal. He did it against Denver, and then in his last game versus the Suns. Those are the only 2 instances this season that Chet Holmgren has not recorded at least 1 steal. And there's a very good reason why the odds are minus 185. He's hitting this consistently. He's playing great defense. I just like the matchup here. You're going up against a Spurs team that's not the best. I think you notice the 2 games that he didn't record a steal were the Nuggets and the Suns, 2 teams that have elite players and elite ball handlers. Now, the Spurs aren't the worst team in the NBA in terms of turning the ball over, but they're not great. They're currently ranked 21st in the NBA, averaging about 15 turnovers a game. So this is one of the bottom teams in the league in terms of turnover and protecting the basketball. And so taking that into consideration, considering the fact that San Antonio is a little bit of a riskier team when it comes to turnovers, they turn the ball over a lot more than the average team. I like the spot here, and especially Chet Holmgren again, a spot that he has consistently hit this year. I don't see why he wouldn't continue this trend and get at least a steal, maybe multiple steals against this Spurs team. And for the third and final leg of our parlay here today, guys, we are going to the Hornets Heat game with Gordon Hayward over 8.5 rebounds and assists. You get that at minus 140 odds on DraftKings. Now, I'll be honest, out of the 3 legs here, this is actually my favorite leg of the parlay, which is kind of crazy considering the fact that it is odds-wise the riskiest. It's my favorite leg of the parlay. Now, there's a couple reasons for that. First and foremost, it's a trend that he is consistently hitting. Now, in his last game, he failed to hit this over, but in 9 of his previous 10 games, he hit this over. And when you look at just this season, he's hitting the number at a 78% clip. So not only is a spot, it's a number that over 8.5 rebounds and assists. Not only is it a spot that Gordon Hayward has hit consistently this season, this is a very good matchup for him. The Miami Heat have kind of struggled statistically against small forwards this season, to the point where I actually almost bet Hayward's player combo that included points, rebounds, and assists. They are struggling statistically across the board against starting small forwards this season. The Miami Heat are the second worst team in the NBA so far this year in assists allowed per game to starting small forwards, so opposing teams. They're averaging about 5.17 assists per game to the starting small forward of opposing teams. So taking assists into account, we like that spot a lot for Gordon Hayward. And when you look at rebounds, it's not as bad. They're not like that bad of a team. They're about middle of the road, 7.85 rebounds per game to the small forward position. So guys, when you parlay these 3 picks together, you get odds of plus 310. Again, that's using DraftKings. You can shop around, use your sports book of choice. Maybe you find something better, maybe you don't, but that's what I have, plus 310 odds. Guys, that is it for me today. Thank you so much for watching as always. I will be back tomorrow with another NBA Player Prop Parlay. Again, make sure to check out Outlier. Link in the description below. You get a 7-day free trial. Until next time, guys, I hope you're all winners.